As a South African, I've been watching a lot of Elon Musk and Trump and what Elon Musk and Trump have been, the chaos they have been creating. I said, this is good. I name it good. I call it good. While other people are like, wow, this is the worst thing that could happen in America. Oh my God, this is the worst thing that could happen in the world. I'm like, I name it good. I choose not to be in a space of judgment. I name it good. Number one, with the US aid, okay, there have been a lot of countries that have been affected by the US aid freeze. As an African, I think it's the best thing that could have happened to us. And a lot of Africans might hate me for saying this, but honestly, I think it's the best thing that could happen to us. Why? Because we are resilient people. We are a creative people. We have lived through some of the most horrific wars and some of the most horrific things that can happen in human history. I mean, we can get ourselves up and say, okay, this is a situation that I am forced to live through. Okay, how do I innovate in this situation? How do I become creative? Africans can be some of the most creative people I have met. When they get creative, they get really creative. But when they are in the dark creation, oh, the crimes that are going to come out of Africa or something else. So, I think it's the best thing that could happen to us as Africans, to wake up and stand in our power and say, okay, this is where we are now. What do we do with this? What do we do? How do we move forward? Because Africans are really creative. They are really they're really, really smart people. Because when you look at the crimes they create, it's quite something. It's quite something. So Africans, let's use our emotional energy to create something so magnificent that the world sits up and says, wow, we didn't realize that Africans were this powerful. We took away their money and look at whom they are now. Wow! You know what I'm saying? I believe that every country that aid has been taken away from, yes, it is a shock. It is a shock. But possibilities? Endless. Endless. Possibilities are endless. Because everything that is given to you comes with some kind of condition. It comes with some kind of condition. So I urge us to stand up and say, what can I do? What can I do to make this never happen to me again? Where I am reliant on someone else to be my source. How can I empower myself so I'm never reliant on someone else to be my source? That means we have to die to the idea that anything on the outside is power. The power lives within. The ideas for greatness, for innovation, for products, for commerce, for progress live within. They all live within. They don't live outside. When we are focused on getting something on the outside, when that something on the outside is taken, it spirals you out into a shock system and you sink into depression. It's not time to sink into depression. It's time to detach from the clown show and say, okay, how do I become my own source? How do I become my own source? And this is when you truly become financially empowered. And I'm living through that experience right now. After going through my own death experience, I'm like, okay, now it's time to just become my own source. My own source. Knowing that I am connected with God consciousness and I am my own source. At all points, God consciousness is my source. And that consciousness is flowing through and as me as ideas, as the right people to talk to in business, the right people to have as bench members in my company, the right everything. Because I'm connected to source. First and forever will be connected to source without compromise, without negotiations. So Africans, I really believe that this is the best thing that could happen to us. I still, refer to myself as an African. This is the best thing that could happen to you. It's not ideal and it hurts, but what innovation can come out of this? What kind of medical innovation can come out of this? What kind of food innovation can come out of us? Can we stop getting GMO seeds from other places? Can we? Yes. So when we stop being afraid and stop focusing our attention on the outside and being distracted by doomsday media, we start to turn within. And within are the true answers to all of our problems, to all of our, I don't even want to call them problems, to all of our challenges. A challenge is not there to break you. A challenge is there to crack you open so that the beauty, the genius, the innovation of God consciousness can flow through and as you. That's what a challenge is. I learned that last year when I was grieving. You might not like why that I say that, but this is the truth. And this is the truth. So we're on a challenge. Let's be on a challenge. The challenge is we detach from doomsday media. We detach from all of the media that tells us all the awful things that are happening in the world.